Today's conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second nature to me, just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? A few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out. I am not the way, no way. I have seen the way. Yeah. Speak, repeat, there's no way.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the 509 Divine Pines podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Daniel Pena. It is August 6th, 2026. And well, guys, we are not having too much questions anymore. It seems like all doubts have gone out the door, right? Like this year has been a revelation for most. You know, it's very obvious who our enemy is. It's very obvious who's been lying to us. It's very obvious what the agenda is. It's very obvious that whenever we have a good means about understanding things, there's a huge criticized movement to stop it, which just doesn't really fly with truth, right? It doesn't really align with what we know as the truth. But here on my podcast, it's all about the truth. We get down to the nitty gritty. We get down to what matters most, and you matter most. Your mind, body, and soul. The knowledge within you, the wisdom that is put upon you by, well-researched people like me, or the internet, anybody else out there that you're getting your news from. Just make sure that they stick to the truth. Please like, subscribe, and share. Donate over to 509 Divine Pines, Cash App, PayPal, or buy me a coffee. I do this by myself. I run this. It's one-man show. I'm literally every day juggling with my hands full. You know, it's a lot for 5'6", 200-pound muscular man like me. Yeah. Let's get onward, man. Thanks to my sponsors over at shopc60.com. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines to save yourself on the world's best antioxidant. Literally the strongest, the purest, the cleanest. So if you want to go ahead and have that energy that kicks you up to the moon, up to the stars, up to the sun every day, and you want to feel like you're radiating on a whole nother vibe and frequency, go over to shopc60.com. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines. They have C60 in organic avocado oil, in organic coconut oil, in organic olive oil. They have sugar-free tart cherry gummies for on the go. Tart cherry C60 gummies with sugar on the go. They have cinnamon flavored MCT oil, so that's coconut oil with cinnamon, and the C60. Oh my gosh, it's just 3 combinations out of this world. You have anti-gravity serum, youth renewal eye cream, C60 skin oil, and for all you freaks out there, edible massage oil. You'll love every single one of these products. You can thank me later. Go get these products and have your energy through the roof. Because right now, a lot of people's energies are low, lethargic, slow. I'm not like that. I don't like that. This company is not like that. We want high energy. And if you want high energy, go to shopc60.com for one of the world's best antioxidants. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines and thank me later. Guys, you've heard about the news with Joe Felz. Me too. It just doesn't seem right. It's mysterious. He came up out of nowhere in a sense. He was a off-gridder, so very private person whenever he is, away from the camera. Um he has some strange tattoos. His girlfriend has some strange tattoos. He's doing some work with quantum physics and ancient history that is definitely next level. In some of his videos, he's referenced that he has some very powerful friends. I think this man, Joe Feltz, got in bed with some very powerful people and used knowledge that probably was bestowed upon him in honor of just their, maybe secrecy or friendships, and somebody didn't like that he was sharing that knowledge, or he just betrayed his oath. Can't really tell. It's kind of too early, but it seems mysterious that his girlfriend or his ex-wife, his widow, whatever it was, is deleting a lot of the ancient biblical videos that he had describing historical Bibles and the truth about them and how they've been changed and how they've been manipulated and how they've been saying, Palestine, free Palestine. Like, I'm with it, free Palestine. And these Bibles from back in the day show the Holy Land as Palestine. So, it seems interesting that a man with 110,000 followers who's speaking the truth, who has good science, just mysteriously vanishes. His wife takes over his super rich, real estate business. He grew up from nothing. So we're about to get into it tonight. We're going to show this first video, and it's an interesting one because this is definitely the type of stuff that I like. I don't have these artifacts, but this is, I just spoiled it for you. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Please explain this. Boy, unnaturally heavy. There's the contacts. Most people are scientists looking at this from another viewpoint. They're thinking about books, and I'm going, how did they cut this rock like this? Where's the mistake? There's nothing in here to make energy. Where's it coming from? What kind of waste is this? Books, and I'm going, how did they cut this rock like this? Did they weld metal onto a rock? Where's the oops? Where's the mistake? There's nothing in here to make energy. Where's it coming from? What kind of waste is this?
Possibly a rock crystal, because it's an advanced technology that we don't know what it is, but It's unknown energy.
Energy is energy. It's energy.
Yes.
What type? It's
In order to decipher and speak energy, quantum energy, energy.
here. That means energy is being pulled out. There's to make energy come. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. How is this emitting? Light, right? No battery, no cable, no nothing connected. This is an MDF table that is sitting on vinyl flooring. This is not grounded to anything. This is an insulator. There's nothing touching this, connected to ground. Boy. Unnaturally heavy, too. 7 is an interesting number. And the moon. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm refreshing that. I know the audio cut out. I know. Thank you automatically for telling me that. Appreciate that. I'm refreshing that. It barely just went out. There we go. We're back on.
How old do you think this one is?
It could be 4,000 years. It's very difficult to date the pieces. The ones we've dated
My
are
connection's getting
these
choppy, guys.
carbons that have been found next to these. It's
seems like
pre-Toltec. It's
like
before
this.
the Toltecs. Something what he taught them. This proof here that things when all this.
Burning for the dates.
Yes, from 4,000 to 1250 years ago. That's the latest to it.
Was somebody else who might have inhabited the site after this was made. And the workmanship. Show me where the tool marks are. Show me where they cut it. Where's the oops? Where's the mistake? This doesn't look chai. What tool did they make it with? Where? Did you find it?
It's in Mexico, but I can tell you that this is before the pre-Hispanic cultures because we have been genetically modified. So all this we observe here, these beings have 4 fingers. They don't have 5 like us.
You think this is the NCA of humans?
Yes, they are the ones who have been genetically manipulating us. It has a lot of coincidence with Egyptian symbolism as well. We can see Egyptian symbolism here, also embodied in all of these.
Temperatura. Orbe or temperatura here, my friend.
They are, it's coded technology. If we can, it's like we simulate a macro chip, but it's a solar energy macro chip that is energy that is in Pachamama, in the earth. They are teaching us to manipulate or work with energy from the earth, not artificial energy like we have been destroying the planet and no.
Yes, because energy belongs to the world, not us. It's not right to sell energy. It's not ours. The world has no respect. Orbs. Absolutely. Dave thinks that orbs are on all the planets in the universe, in everything.
Yes, orbs are practically them. They manage energy and manage dimension. They transform into different forms.
With what? It's not specific. What is it? I don't know. Triangle with the eye. Have to point it out. Triangle with the eye on the dollar. The devil was here before. John, you have that little beep tap machine? About to test this for EMF. We're bringing a specialist to test the electromagnetic frequency. We have a tattoo artist here.
I am that specialist.
Picking up something from the Wi-Fi in here. Oh, look at it jump.
That could be from the camera getting close to it.
Back up some. What the hell? Look at it. Look, it's changed.
The energy is increasing.
It goes up and down. It is jumping all around. Look at it moving. Do a test. Hit that plastic stick down on the ground. 1 point. It's jumping between 1 and 2. It went down. Now it's going up. Now it's 6, 7. Hold on. Low down there. 1 point. It's coming out of the third eye. Holy. What in the... It's over 1 up there. It's moving. Watch. It goes up and goes down.
This eye is the third eye. We are relating the third eye to the pineal gland. We have it here on our forehead. So all the energy and frequency is here. It's just that people or us don't do that awakening of consciousness. When one opens the third eye, the entire government conspiracy is going to go down.
Why do you think that? Because he didn't know anything about our conversations. He told you the same thing. Truth is like gravity.
Everything we've been shown in history, in cartoons, comics, has something to do with ancestral history. This could be Thor's hammer.
Let's remember that. Thor's
Hammer generated energy and opened.
okay. What are the holes in there? It's got roots growing in the holes.
I wonder if they like carved that out of one solid
Instead of
pulling the stone out of the ground.
this is all one solid piece. But what I'm saying is I've worked on my entire life and I have never cut a piece of stone without leaving a mark on it. Tradesmen will agree. Most people are scientists looking at this from another viewpoint. They're thinking about books and I'm gonna cut this rock like this. Contacts. How did they W on a rock, a rock? How did they make coned metal?
Well, that's the technology that we've all been taught. It's advanced technology, unknown, but it's embodied, and that they left it here in these stones. They left it in stones because we know that the stones would never erase history. My
Friend. So I'm going to find out how it works
yeah,
and that they do it. I'm not smart ass. Yeah, that ain't fake.
So
And he's attributing it to the, the typical precise machined work of the pyramid builders, talking about fragments of granite that were finished.
Definitely strange. We're gonna go ahead and show a few more things about this guy. So let me go over to my feed. It seems like he knew a lot about piezoelectric materials, ancient stones, where things came from, the true essence of our builder path, and how extravagant they were with precision, their shapes, and the technology that's inside of these stones or things built, you would say, right? So let's go ahead and figure out more. Okay, what is
Masonic symbols. Not only that, he also has a tattoo of a 10-piece. Rest in peace to Joe Felz. Or are things really how they appear? Check out his tattoo of Jakin and Boaz on his back. These are Masonic. Say Masonic checkerboard in the middle of it. And the fact that this is all trending on TMZ, I don't know. He also has a Latin phrase tattooed on his chest. Latin, of course, is the language of Rome. And I find it interesting how he was making a point before his death that the church is against the Freemasons, which, if you know what the end times plan is, that's exactly what they need you to think for the final deception. It's also quite ironic that he stressed the church's opposition to Freemasonry when this one man literally has the tattoos representing both. This could all just be a coincidence. What do I know? I'm just a guy. Rest in peace to Joe Felz. Or are things really how they appear? Check out his tattoo of Jakin and Boaz on his back. These are Masonic symbols. Not only that, he also has a tattoo of a Templar cross with a Masonic checkerboard in the middle of it. And the fact that this is all trending on TMZ.
Definitely weird. It just overlooking both of those things twice. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where did he come from? Who were his friends? Right? I think that, like, how did he get so rich? So here is some excerpts about what people are saying. We're just gonna go piece by piece. Samuel Adam Porter. They silenced the Bible archivist Joe Felz, eliminated 72 hours before global release of suppressed apocrypha and free energy artifact data. So he was scanning a lot of documents and compiling a whole bunch of technology. In a move that reeks of coordinated Black Ops precision, independent researcher, off-grid solar pioneer, and digital Bible liberator, Joe Felz was found dead under circumstances so opaque that even the usual natural causes script hasn't been deployed yet. His partners carefully word a statement. Joe Felz has left this earth and has finally found his free. Reads like a ghost written by a crisis PR actor that specializes in quieting inconvenient corpses. No cause of death, no timeline, no medical report, just an immediate demand that the public stop asking questions. Kind of like Erica Kirk. Just stop asking questions and let him rest in peace. Bitch, did you fucking kill him? We're gonna get into this. Felz had spent the last 18 months systematically acquiring, scanning, and preparing for free public release dozens of 18th and 19th century Bibles containing the full Apocrypha and books with more than your average canon. So he had extra Bible books in there, right? Larger books with some of the banned text. So some of the older Bibles had these banned texts before they were banned. You can just find the old Bibles, you'll find out. So the books deliberately stripped from Protestant canons after the Reformation, along with Freemasonic annotations, missing verses, and numerical anomalies that map to known occult power structures. He was days away from launching Felz books on a private server specifically filtered against government access. In multiple recent videos, he explicitly stated that he was in excellent health, not suicidal, and had contingency plans if the archive would release, if anything happened to him. Within hours of his death, entire playlists of his Bible and artifact videos began vanishing. His girlfriend was doing it. Feltz wasn't just digitizing old paper. He had documented solid stone artifacts recovered in Central American caves that produced visual light and measurable energy with no battery, no wire, no conventional power source. Energy, he claimed, was being drawn from ambient magnetic and frequency fields. He repeatedly stated this technology was how free energy was supposed to work before it was suppressed. So that was the video that I showed in the start of my podcast today. So if you rewind back 15 minutes, you'll see exactly the materials that are highly secretive, I guess you would say. History is littered with the same pattern. Tesla's papers are seized. Stan Meyer's water fuel car inventor dies after a meeting. Multiple researchers who publicly demonstrated ambient free technology suffer sudden heart attacks. Feltz had just added the religious text layer, proving the same networks that removed the books from the Bible also control the energy sectors. The combination made him radioactive. Costa Rica was the perfect place for him to be taken out, they say. There was not an accident, and his girlfriend spent a lot of times by military bases. Costa Rica has remote mountain property, limited medical infrastructure, perfect environment for a death that leaves minimal forensic trail. Forensic nationals who dig too deeply into suppressed history and alternative energy have a disturbingly high mortality rate in Latin American countries, known as soft landing zones for intelligence linked operations. This is not one man. This is the same quiet war that has been fought for centuries against anyone who threatens the dual monopoly of controlled religion and controlled energy. The same interests that decide which books stayed in the Bible are the same interests that decided which energy technologies the public is allowed to have. Feltz was about to put both sets of receipts online for free for everybody to see, unblocked, accessible worldwide. So, let's get into these videos. There's a lot of these videos that show what he's talking about. No, but first, I guess we're gonna see this. So this is Joe Feltz's wife. So she has some strange tattoos, definitely, on her body. He has some strange tattoos on his body. Interesting. So this is what the fuck? What a very strange post. So right here, it shows them hugging, but the caption is just strange. It says, first and foremost, driving away from the human I think I've been searching for multiple lifetimes was heart-wrenching in every form of the term. Every fiber of my being feels like the gaslight is on without Joe, and I don't like it. Joe Feltz, thank you for the last 8 months of life-changing emotions, experiences, and love. We drove 318 miles last night and settled in for a night at a lifelong dream of the kids, Bucky's. Um, yeah, Bucky's is a weird place. So she spends a lot of time over here at a around military bases, White Sands. Now, there's more strange things about her. So Joe is saying that he's in good health, but here is from a local. This is hey man, I knew Joe Feltz personally here in Augusta. Talking to a few people this morning about what happened, and it's insane. He was committed twice to a psych ward in the last 3 months by his girlfriend's choice for a supposed letter she found that he wrote saying he did not want to live anymore. Could she have wrote it? He was released 2 weeks ago, but she had him committed the second time this past Wednesday. Saturday afternoon, he supposedly hung himself while at the center. There's a bunch of filler information to cover in the last 68 p.m. That's just been wild, though, as to what got him back to here to Augusta away from Costa Rica that will also draw more red flags as a situation, and it's obvious this was all orchestrated. I know that Joe would have never taken his life. They actually loaded him down with all kinds of violations and fines regarding his rentals and made it where he could not leave the country. This was very coordinated, and along with everything, he was running very low on funds, apparently even asking for extra work from a friend of mine who used to roof houses with him. And his girlfriend is in on it for sure. Those of us who know him are aware she had to be a part of this for one reason or another. She is the one who admitted in both times and claims to have found a letter he wrote discussing ending his life. It's just wild and sad, man. He was genuine and kind soul. So it seems like his girlfriend's a Fed or his something, man. Very strange. Let's go ahead and see some of these videos.
H. Anderson, who wrote Ancient Magic, Magnetism, and Science. This is one of the most obscure authors in American literature. L.H. Anderson, who wrote Ancient Magic, Magnetism, and Psychic Forces in 1895, published from the Masonic. I Googled some information on L.H. Anderson. He talks about hypnotism, mind control, and explains the earth in magnetic and electrical principles. You can't find anything on this guy, and I think I know why. I'm going to read it to you and draw a diagram that explains it. God has been spoken of as the grand electrical focus, and he has been appropriately styled as the mind of all minds. He is the source or fount from which all minds emanate, like streams from a great reservoir. But the further a mind is from the grand focus, the less it will be impressed. So persons who are greatly elevated and refined are more easily, correctly, and wisely impressed or inspired. The form of a wheel furnishes a good illustration. This is our wheel. Notice it's a circle like the earth. Let the hub represent the focus. As the hub, this would be called. And the spokes radiating lines from that focus. And then we have spokes radiating all the way. On these lines may be supposed to be located minds in different stages of elevation as they are nearer or more remote from the center. There's different minds, and some are located closer to source than others. The further an individual is from the grand focus, the more intermediate links or minds a thought or impression must pass through to reach him, and the more minds the thought flows through, the more imperfect and less reliable is the impression it makes upon the terminal mind. Whoa! All thought and inspiration flows from God, and that we're all positioned further or closer to the central focus. Therefore, the thoughts and inspiration in our minds will be more or less diluted depending on our location to God. We're going to say, oh, Jesus is right him. Joe is right him. Suppose it is determined to reach a mind of a low order. The thought to be transmitted passes through, say, 12 minds before it reaches that particular individual on the earth through whom it is to be impressed. What is received by the 13th and has been greatly modified, the Bible's been changed. It's been modified. Why? Because the thought flowing from God that went to Jesus was then passed through a number of men before it got to you. He's explaining what we know. The Bible has been altered, and you're receiving polluted and diluted information. Mind is constantly affecting mind, and higher always controlling the lower. This is a universe. You see it happening right now. The big fighting the small. All of us feeling the tension, the pull. And all we've got to do is get the impurities out of our mind. And you can't help where you were born along this wheel, but you can damn sure move closer by cleaning yourself up. I'm in the process of reading more, but wanted to come in here and show you what blew my mind, so hopefully it can clear yours.
Alright, next video. There's a lot about the Bible that he has.
Under the cover? The system admitted to me it was lying to me when I was in 11th grade. Who wants to know about the history of the Jews? This is the result. Origins of the nation, a trove of old books, formation families, which I'll show you, but I want to know how I got on this path. I was in AP biology with a teacher named Dr. Reiser. She was explaining the creation of the earth. A nebula reacted, static earth was formed. I raised hand. Where did the nebula and the static charge come from? We were always really cool, but she chumped me off and said, Joey, do not talk. She cut me off. I didn't know why. After class, I went up and spoke to her, and she was almost in tears. She looked at me and said, Joey, I know that you can't get something out of nothing. I believe that this earth was created by God. I have to teach you this, even though I know it's not right because it's standard curriculum. and I'm sorry. And in that moment, I knew that they had been lying to us about everything else. It was just like a relationship when you found out your partner was cheating on you. You wondered all those late nights at the office, what was really happening? And that's how I know the system is full of shit, because they told me. Many people agree with me, but you can never find it online. Why? They can change information in an algorithm. When you get old books, you can see how information has been changed. 1878 print, there were a lot of pictures because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Pope Leo, we got one right now. Let's fast forward to the 1900s. Absolutely no pictures. You have to read exactly what it says. You can't make any inferences on your own. Night scenes of the Bible, 1869. The night of agony, Jesus in the garden sweating blood. You ain't never heard that broke down on Google, have you? Conversations on the Bible, 1889. The history of the Jews, from the beginning to the captivity in Babylon. Events following the flood. Origins of the nation. Ever heard any of this before? Ancient magnetism and psychic forces. L.H. Anderson, 1895. From the Masonic Temple. Hypnotism, the law of attraction. Hypnotism, the key to occultism. Magnetism and the medium of mental inspiration. This is big information that talks about deep things that we don't think about anymore. And then other books that show how fast we've warped in modern history. Minutes of working time required to buy selected food and shelter. USSR, not even a country anymore. In 1958, you could buy 2.2 pounds of beef sirloin in 44 minutes of work. That ain't happening no more.
What is that?
What the hell? The history of the United States is hidden under the cover? Compromise bill. Cuba to the United States. 480 men left. New. Where's it be hidden up on? I'm gonna tear up this. I gotta know. This goes to show you that some information is out. Time, where, investigation. They've been lying to us, guys. And I don't get it.
Planet Earth. Well, maybe it's not as... You know that gut feeling you have about an obscure cabal controlling planet Earth? Well, maybe it's not as crazy as you think. This is one of the most obscure books in American literature. Ancient Magic, Magnetism, and Psychic Forces by L.H. Anderson in 1895. And after reading it, I think I know why. He talks a lot about mind control. Let me read you a few passages. The reality of thought transference, one mind impressing another even from a distance in space, seems established beyond a reasonable doubt. This was in 1895. Let's think about today, because a lot of things people in power are doing right now make absolutely no sense. Why is Bill Gates trying to put lab-grown meat in the grocery store? Why the hell did the U.S. attack Iran out of the blue? I'm going somewhere with this, but let me read a few more passages. No doubt the developments of our brains are capable of being played upon like the keys of an instrument. The manipulator can cause a patient to laugh, fight, steal, or to exercise his self-esteem and attachment, and he can as easily call forth their opposites by touching other known parts of the head. Switching gears real quick, what is a computer? If you didn't know, it is an exact replica of your brain. They modeled the electrical circuitry in your brain to make computers. And how do these work? How are you watching me on that screen right now? Well, this phone is made out of a certain conductive material that's tuned to a specific frequency and then covered in an insulating material to keep the data frequency from exiting it once it enters. And a satellite in space is beaming 2.8 gigahertz of data frequency down, and the phone has no choice but to accept it if it's within range. Now consider all the heavy metals they've been putting in our drinking water for decades, and the microplastics that now inhibit your lipid layer, and those shoes you have on your feet. What are you? You're a human, right? But you have metal in your blood and plastic in your skin and shoes on your feet. By definition, you are an insulated conductor. If it works on your phone, what makes you think it wouldn't work on you? Science is science and energy is energy. I wasn't quite sure my hypothesis, so I hit up my buddy Parker and asked him a question. Parker, got a strange question for you. If somebody built a data transmitter and tuned it to the resonant frequency of a human and shot out a data signal at the right frequency, would it enter a human?
You know what I always say, anything is possible with the right frequency.
Based off of what a Parker told me, and the information in this book, and the news I heard about the frequency weapons they were using in Venezuela, I think it's completely possible that they could be controlling minds. And I want you to consider the actions of the powerful, how they fly in the face of logic, appear out of nowhere, and happen for no reason. You know that gut feeling you have about an obscure cabal controlling planet Earth and dictating events outside of your control? Well, maybe it's not as crazy as you think.
He was asking questions. a lot of questions, a lot of powerful questions. He was showing the proof. He was showing the work, as he would say. He was asking
Nobody else is going to tell you they're trying to kill us. You're probably asking, why do I have my Mustang parked in a dirt patch on the side of the road with 2 plastic bottles? Yellow plastic. Because we're the most polluted drinking water in the United States. This website, ewg.org, lists all the contaminated water in all municipal.
Strange. Why is it not?
Tell you they're trying to kill us. You're probably asking, why do I have my Mustang parked in a dirt patch on the side of the road with 2 plastic bottles? Joe hates plastic. That would be because Richmond County, Georgia has some of the drinking water in the United States. This website, ewg.org. Nobody else is going to tell you they're trying to kill us. Why do I have my Mustang parked in a dirt patch on the side of the road with 2 plastic bottles? Joe hates plastic. That would be because Richmond County, Georgia has some of the most polluted drinking water in the United States. This website, ewg.org, lists all the contaminants detected in the water in all municipalities in America. Richmond County has 14 contaminants that exceed guidelines. And let me tell you, they excessively exceed. Bromodichloromethane, 61 times. Chloroform, 60 times. Chromium, 4.4 times. Nitrates, 3.5x. PFHSX, 4,317 times. POFS, 16x. PFOA, 25x. PTHMS, 203x. That's what's in your water if you're drinking it in Richmond County. It's coming out of the tap. It's the only source of water you have, unless you come to this little shack. You cannot drink that stuff coming out the tap, can you, brother? This is a free spring in Augusta, Georgia, off of Flowing Wells Road. My grandma used to come get water at this pump house, and it's still here today. Dude, it's fresh. It's cold. It's brisk. This is the same that Jesus drank, the same water the Romans drank, and it's good for you as long as it comes out of the earth. But nobody else is going to tell you they're trying to kill us. There's cancer-causing chemicals in your water that you're drinking, you're bathing in, you're washing your dishes in every day. But there's still some old things holding on. Old Flowing Well Spring. You know, they say water is life, and that's true, unless you're drinking death.
And don't get me started on that liquid death shit. And this is real. Like, you think I'm playing, but everybody looks at me like, yo, how are you so healthy, bro? You don't look 33. I don't feel 33, dogs. I don't feel aged and worn out and dead in like the gene expressions, my hair, different things, like that produce my look and like how youthful I am. Like, it's not just because of how much I fucked, but like in reality, it's because of how I take care of my body, like what I put in my body, what I eat, drink, the supplements. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so I'm definitely getting healthier. While everybody else is getting sicker, I'm getting healthier. I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of fruit. I eat a lot of meats. I eat a lot of grains. I get a lot of sun. I get a lot of workouts in. I like to think positive because I know positive thinking is also a very good good thing to have on our body, like for aura, for the looks, where what we think actually produces how we look in a sense. And I'm not gonna joke about that. It's been studied for a long time, and like you gotta think nice and better, and you know think good and positive, and you will feel, and you will be, and you will glow and grow in certain ways that you negative thinkers, you Debbie Downers never will. So I like to stay high. I like to stay blessed. I like to stay fit. I like to stay on some good food, good high energy, good clean, powerful stuff. You know what else is good, clean, and powerful, guys? My good friends over at Chemical Free Body. So you go check them out. Supplements that will make you feel detoxified, cleansed, feel new again. You just don't know where to start with all this supplementing and all this vitamins, and you just kind of don't know how to get back on your feet because you kind of feel a little slow, and you know that you're all clogged up with stuff, alcohol, bad food, just lack of paying attention to it because of life, right? Go ahead, go to Chemical Free Body. They are the starter. They will get you on your feet again. They will cut down all that fat, all the extra stuff, all the junk, clean you out, all the toxins, get out of here, all the harmful byproducts. Get out of here. You know, it's truly a powerful company that wants to detox you with organic materials. This isn't no like, hey, you take 50 type of liquids and you know, you're gonna shit your brains out. You know, this is you really just need their green 80 or their organic energy juice. Uh, they have all sorts of cool stuff. Let's look into their talk and superfood bowls for everybody out there. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines over at chemicalfreebody.com if you want to start losing some weight. So, organic energy juice, gut detox, toxin detox, probiotics, weightless formula for a little bit extra losing weight support, digestive ultra enzymes, alpha energy, super soldier fulvic minerals, multi shroom, daily vitamins, nano silver solution, nano silver gel, nano silver mouth rinse, nano silver toothpaste, parasite free formulas. Go over to Chemical Free Body and go get some of their stuff. If you want to get clean, if you want to keep your parents clean, your kids clean, don't give this to your animals. I do not recommend that. That would be horrible. I have not even asked. Go over to Chemical Free Body. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines. Use it for yourself. Thank me later. I'm enjoying this weed, and we're about to go ahead and hear some more about Joe Felz and the mysteries about this dude. Let's look in.
Question. What would have happened if Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and Nikola Tesla were all together at the same time and able to communicate on iPhones? What would they have produced? What of their minds have turned out to benefit the human race, the energy field, and planet Earth? Where would we be? The world will never know, but I have another dream team established. I've assembled a dream team that puts together construction, engineering, and science to actually take a stand against pollution on planet Earth. Julian Brown, aka Nature Jab, Walson Wang, owner of Battery. Question. What would have happened if Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and Nikola Tesla were all together at the same time and able to communicate on iPhones? What would they have produced? What of their minds have turned out to benefit the human race, the energy field, and planet Earth? Where would we be? The world will never know. The dream team that put together construction, engineering, and science to actually take a stand against pollution on planet Earth. Julian Brown, aka Nature Jab, Walson Wang, owner of Battery Evo, and Joe Felz teamed up to produce the first ever gallon of gasoline off of trash sunshine. Do is take 100 kilowatt hour tank on wheels and use it to power the fuel reactor, so we can literally take trash out of planet Earth and use renewable energy to turn it back into gas. Here's a plan. Julian's gonna bring the paralysis machine. I'm gonna design, configure, and install the solar system.
Probably asking myself, why do I do this dumb shit?
And Walson Wang is gonna provide the material. If you don't know who these three strange brains are right now, you're fixing to. Because together we can recycle, reduce, reuse, and close the loop on plastic waste in a way so real you could drive a hippie freedom wagon all the way across America on nothing but sunshine and trash. Never doubt Redneck with a plan, especially when he's got a dream team in his back hand.
You know what? If this dude's girlfriend killed him and took all the money from his very powerful, very rich real estate business, and like tried saying he was crazy because he was on some free energy. But I think that's what it is.
Shocked a lot, but he just emperor that shit. You gotta cut it back on so I can take it like a man too. You don't have to hold your hand on it. Yeah, it's running through you. Woo. I've been shot a whole lot in my life, partner.
I've been shot 296 times.
You count?
I started when people started asking me 296 times.
I just had it FOMO to mine. That's the first time I've been shot purposefully. Also the first time I just sat there and held it like a dumbass. So the electricity is not the air.
I got some electricity in my lungs. High frequency.
Parker, in the 1920s, they knew more about shit than we do now. Yeah.
This is coming in at 110 volts, 60 hertz, max 6 capacity. What happens in here? Okay, now I can understand.
This is a capacitor right here. Spinny thing that taps the thing.
Is that glass?
Yeah, don't touch.
All right, I don't know who this Parker dude is, but it also seems like this Parker dude is very smart. So I know Julian Brown as far as like I've seen his work with the plastiline. So more on his tattoos, or it's pretty much the same stuff where it seems very occultic. All of his tattoos on his back, Masonic symbols, very strange.
Land. So I got some interesting books. Actually called Phoenicia. I like to start out by saying I'm not suicidal and I'm very healthy.
Government hates you and they're coming to get you.
I just caught the craziest thing on Homestead. That's weird. Joe, Charlie! Big ass black helicopter that just flew over the homestead. I got it on camera.
I've been here 3 weeks and this is the first helicopter that I've seen.
It's really strange and it's flying right over the homestead. The first helicopter I've seen.
Julian, the choppers are back. How many helicopters have you seen? How many have you heard?
Yeah.
I started posting videos about ancient relics, lost civilizations. What happened? When we posted about the batteries. So for those of you who say choppers not circling nature jab, his batteries got delivered. This is the second time this chopper has circled me. What happened when y'all let Julian build? A chopper legitimately just flew across the interstate, snapped a picture of you, and dipped off.
Yeah. Was a completely open helicopter.
3 things was right in your head, and a hose just came off. And so
The doors were wide open. There was 2 guys in the back, 1 guy
you go first.
behind the tree line on the left side of the
Fuck that cop.
crossed over the interstate, stopped right above us, like they were trying to take a picture. As soon as we passed underneath them, we fucking walked to the left side again and disappeared.
Guess what I had? Border Patrol trucks. Follow me and pass me twice. I pulled out my phone to record him. He turned off on the very next exit. You probably think they're strange conspiracy theorists. We're just showing you what's happening in full unedited video. The videos are not AI produced. This is me buying a house. Computer don't think about Kevin Gates and real scrape. I would never lie to you with no shirt, no boxer. You can trust me. The government fucking hates you. Merry Christmas.
Fucking strange. He was definitely being extremely watched.
Something that we're going to use to answer a question. 1878 print. I've had an old, this is a very old German Bible. There's a verse missing or something that we're going to use to answer a question. 1878 print. I've had a number of people email me asking about Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. Everybody's saying that Matthew 7:21 skips right to 22, and it's supposed to tell you about all sickness and disease. So what I have is 3 different translations from 3 different times here, and we're going to see if we can find it. Christopher in Florida found this at a yard sale, bought it, and sent it to me. This is an 1878 print. This Bible here was given to me by a 33-degree Freemason. This is an Aramaic translation.
By a what?
78 print. This Bible here was given to me by a 33-degree Freemason.
By a what? That might explain something, guys. He was giving it to a fucking A, bro. That's just blow my mind. He was given a Bible by a 33-degree Freemason. So think about it. Was he in league or in bed with 33-degree Freemason? Yes. Very high, powerful people. Hear that one more time.
This Bible here was given to me by a 33-degree Freemason. This is an air.
So he might have betrayed the wrong people, or he also might have like tried becoming one of them and then said too much. There's a lot of speculation, but we kind of know where it's leading to, why this is happening. So he has strange tattoos, his definitely strange girlfriend's pattern of tattoos and whatever else is going on with her. So his friends, 33-degree Freemasons. I think that there's a lot about this dude's life that a lot of people don't know about, like how Masonic or secret this dude was.
Aramaic translation, which is very important because Jesus did not speak Greek. That was the language of the oppressors. This is a 1957 copy from the 1933 print. This is a Sefer, another Aramaic translation that was given to me by Ashley, a Facebook follower. This is a 2013, but also from the Aramaic text. I'm going to save the best for last. 1933 print. Nevertheless, this kind does not come out except by fasting and prayer. Straight to Galilee. This one contains the Apocrypha as well. This kind goes not out but by prayer and fasting. Then we went to Galilee. Seems like the same translation. Good Lord Almighty. That's what we saw at Whitney's Freemason build. Well, I don't know anything about the Freemasons, but I think we're going to find out. Pretty sure that's false.
Let's hear that one.
Find out. Build. Well, I don't know anything about the Whitney's.
That's what we saw at Whitney's Freemason building. So he has 33-degree Freemasons that gave him books. He's been to Whitney's Freemason building. I don't really want to look into who Whitney is, but he's admitting it himself. He went to a Freemasons building and got some books from a Freemason very high level, which would imply, if you put 2 and 2 together, he's probably Freemason. Or he was trying to get in, and maybe he failed, and because of it, he got killed.
Well, I don't know anything about the Freemasons, but I think I'm
hold on. What's it? Oh my gosh, let's slow that down, I guess, right?
I think we're gonna find out. Pretty sure that we're gonna find out. Pretty sure the Freemasons, but I think we're gonna find out.
He doesn't know anything about the Freemasons, but he wants to find out. Okay, yeah, that sounds surely like he's one of them.
Pretty sure that's false. And all the other ones, 21 is speak prayer and fasting, but here.
I don't know, and see people right there are showing that he's doing the devil horns with his hands. I've seen that on Twitter and like other Facebook and Instagram where they're trying to like say, "Oh, is he showing the devil signs?" You tell me, maybe.
It's in verse 20. 19 is faith of a mustard seed, and then 20 is prayer and fasting. That's different. That is different. 21 says, while they were staying in Galilee, Son of Man will be delivered to them. That's in 22 here. There's a verse missing or something. And I don't know where it is. 21 here is Galilee. 22 here is Galilee. 22 is Galilee. And 21 is Galilee. They were right. There's a missing verse in Matthew that talks about healing all of your sicknesses. Look at these translations. Over the years, something has been twisted and moved, just like we all know. But where is it?
I think that there's definitely some stuff that he wasn't talking about. And who is this Julian Brown? Now you think about it, why if he's really making this plastiline, if supposedly this he and Julian's slow playing it because he's part of like some boule society, who knows? Let's see what it's strange. It's definitely strange, guys.
If we disappear, the government. If we disappear, the government did it. When I met Julian Brown, he was barefooted, sleeping. So,
Joe, what are we doing out here?
we're gonna configure your solar system to tell this guy. Pretty good friends. Like working with you.
Joe, hey man.
We've done a lot of things together.
Just wish after working this hard.
What's harder? doing the work or recording yourself doing the work?
Recording myself doing the work.
Now I'm excited to host them in my hometown of Augusta. I don't know who they are or what they doing or what they've been training for, but they is not ready for what is fitting to hit them when this posse shows up, dog. At Humana Treehouse, a vegan black-owned business I've gone to my whole life.
Bro, this is sealed.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it only took like 3 damn hours. All right, so now.
Come on, happy Augusta.
How you change it?
Cervix. Because Julian and I like to make a splash. See, you shooting at that stuff.
Seems like he knew how to have fun. Very interesting. Like, it's just like, why would he need to die? Is it something? Maybe he faked his death to go work somewhere else, maybe? No idea.
I think it's some type of afterlife portal. Anubis, Osiris, same symbol that's on our money.
That eye is pointing directly there.
That's the tunnel. A lot of people might think they're not real. Alex, are these real?
Yeah, these are in the dirt.
This is not
In any way, shape, or form bullshit.
I am here on an archaeological dig. He has the imaging report of this ground that shows there's something under there. That's the tunnel that we're starting at right there. This looks to be a giant megalith. It keeps going on for a long time. You can really see carvings in it. Carvings appearing in it. I can't tell if it's dirt or not. And I also really don't want to keep going. This stuff could be really soft. This looks like it could be part of a pathway and its placement with the tunnel. You see how it's going down? And then you have the dog. That eye is pointing to the right. It's pointing directly there. The tunnel to the city. I'm very curious. Looks like soft aliens as to where this is going on. Anubis, creating life. Also where it's coming from. Osiris. How much stuff they're going to find. With a heart in the middle. The jackal. Same symbol that's on our money. Feels pretty ominous.
You look at this. Look at his eye. It's not looking straight forward. It's looking down at that hole like he's guarding it. I think all these are just part. This is one chapter in the book. I think that might be right. The gesture of it all with the skull. Alex noticed a figurine that we hadn't seen on any of them. Any symbol. And the figurine, it looks like a staff coming up. And then one going down below. A lot of these artifacts in the last 3 days. I dug this one out of the ground and I just took another one out of the ground. And I don't feel great about the way this is happening, but I'm here. If you look at these things, I think it's some type of afterlife portal, because no matter what direction you look at it, from right here, or from up here, or from down below, or even upside down and sideways, it tells a story. But then you come around on the backside, there's nothing but raw earth all the way around it. Really something to find out. Just showing you where we're at. This is real. Anybody want to come help find the lost city with the underworld portal? Anybody else crazy enough to pay money to come here? Focused on the Middle East, I figured I'd look to the Bible for answers. This is an 1884 Catholic Bible that says Palestine is the Holy Land. 1895 reference Bible that says Palestine is the Holy Land. And then it contains a write-up on Judea, Palestine, or the Holy Land. If you look at what the Bible says, it seems that they're trying to erase Palestine. I want to read one excerpt for you. Palestine, which comprehends the ancient country of Canaan, was occupied by 9 tribes of Israel. Israel is a tribe. Its many advantages and happy situation induced the neighboring and powerful kingdoms to attempt its subjection. Most of them succeeded in reducing to obedience and slavery the peaceable inhabitants. They have treated the conquered with utmost barbarity, not sparing old or young, women or helpless children. 180 girls aged 7 to 12 were just blown up at a school in Iran. We all know that in the end times, God's chosen people will be persecuted nigh unto death. As I scan the Bible throughout the years, I can see they've tried to erase it already. This is a 1950s translation. Isaiah chapter 15, verse 29. Philistia
verse 31, Philistia. 1895 translation, Isaiah 14:29, Palestinia. 31, Palestinia. In 55 years, they changed the name. You can see it right here. Are we living in the end times? Let's look at the Bible. The prophet Amos is referring to the children of Israel right here. Though they climb up to heaven, thence shall I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. The Lord God of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn. Look at what's going on in the Middle East right now. Think to yourself, did they get something twisted? Have they tried as God's chosen people from the history books permanently? Have they altered the Bible? Read the news and think. The answers are within you. Palestine, aka the Holy Land. Question I really don't want to ask. Okay, this is a color map of Genesis 49:28. All these 12 tribes of Israel. Whoa, wait a minute. Did you catch that? Palestine, Holy Land. Israel, tribe. Israel's a tribe and Palestine's a country. A simple search of history will show you in 722 BC, Babylon destroyed the entire northern kingdom of Judah. The southern kingdom remained, but Judah was the line of Jacob. They were destroyed 722 years before the birth of Christ, and now Palestine is listed in here as a country. Israel, tribe. But what if they got it wrong? And Palestine is people, and they're being slowly persecuted, nigh unto death, right in front of our face. All because something got lost in translation. Some questions I really don't want to know the answer to.
He's asking all the right questions. He's making us ask all the right questions within ourselves, which is what you want from a creator, a thinker, a mover, someone who really wants to lead the people. You know what I mean? It seems like the government might have killed him for trying to lead the people. Even though his life is crazy mysterious, doesn't mean that someone can't be a good person and try to leave a good mark.
In my hand, I have a Freemason Bible from the 1950s and a whole bunch of internal Freemason documents. Book of the Apprentice, Book of the Craft, Mason, the Constitution and Bylaws, Masonic Law and Customs, and one entitled The Truth Shall Set You Free. I'll be honest, I don't know much about the Freemasons except the stereotype that they have in modern society that they're bad or evil, but I do know that they originated in Europe in the 14th century, and they were a special class of Masons who built all the cathedrals and castles of the old world. A lot of people think they're bad, but I was reading the internal literature and I'm not sure. Let me show you what I mean in the Modern Officer's Manual. This one is from 1941. When they start in the first degree, they cover brotherly love, relief, truth, temperance, fortitude, prudence, and justice. Those all seem like pretty good things to me. The fact that they have their own Bible is very crazy because they have a long-standing battle with the church, specifically the Catholic Church. In 1738, Pope Clement VII condemned them openly. He didn't like them because of their secret oaths, because they treated all religions as the same and that they mixed Protestants and Catholics. Then in 1751, Pope Benedict XIV reaffirmed the condemnation of the Freemasons. Membership in the organization has been banned by the Catholic Church since 1751, and then in 1983, Pope Benedict XVI reaffirmed its forbidden status. It also said that Freemasons may not be reaffirmed 3 years ago. 23, they're still feuding. So why do the Freemasons have their own Bible? Very, very curious to me. Because a lot of their private and confidential documents line up with church teachings that the exclusive state control of public education is the cause of great evil. I agree with that. Do you agree with that? That every system of education must be subject to the rules of divine law? And it looks to me like they're agreeing with the Catholic Church on a lot of things in their literature. And they seem to take deep dives into the meat of the subject. This is 160 questions and answers intended to convey the average Mason the information information desires without taking the time to research. They're very keen on Solomon's temple. Now, Solomon was the reported wisest man ever on planet Earth, and the building, construction, dimensions, and everything of the temple are a key focus of their studies. I think these guys deserve an honest look. Now, I have their internal documents, and I'm wondering if I should release these online or if I should keep them private and confidential in respect to the order. There's no copyright information. They're obviously public domain. Should I respect the order? So if you have any reason if I should release
You hear
these
this shit?
online.
Now, I'm wondering if I should release these online or respect the order. So he fucking is in some type of order. And I think he's trying to admit that. I'm just trying to say, like, this dude might be a fucking Mason. Might just be.
Or if I should keep them private and confidential in respect to the order. There's no copyright information. They're obviously public domain. Should I order? So if you have any real information on the Freemasons, please let me know, because I am not sure which way to go. Several centuries of hidden and lost information. I'm going to make a digital library out of everything you see here and some not pictured as well. This is one of 3 Bibles I have. 1878 print, contains pictures, illustration, and information not contained in a normal Bible. Conversations on the Bible. Enoch Pond, 1889.
He could very well not be a Mason, though. It's just so fucking strange. Why does he have Mason friends? But in true reality, Masons make friends with normal people all the time in order to make sure that, like, people don't catch on to them all the time, you know? And then some of these guys are, like, very out and open with it. Like, you'll see them out at, like, fucking Taco Bell, McDonald's, or different places in their fucking suits and garments. So, I mean, in a general sense, you can, like, just become a friends with a Mason, but that Mason may kill you. Yeah, damn. Ooh, that sucks.
You need a Bible. What belongs to the Bible? By whom and where were the books of the Bible written? The lost books of the Bible. Christ and Abgarus. I've never heard of Abgarus. Paul and Seneca. Paul knew Seneca? Led Herod and Pilate. Those are the guys who crucified Jesus. The earliest gospel, 1943. Mark was the earliest book written in the New Testament. It was written about 50 years after Jesus died. Was Mark written in Aramaic? Is Mark anti-Semitic? I've never heard any your Bible anywhere. Am I a Jew or Gentile? It's by Thomas Davies, 1893. Cosmology or Mysteries of Creation, the Hebraic account of creation, supported by the development of existing acts of God toward matter, Adam and Ha-Adam. What? Ancient Magic and Magnetism and Psychic Forces by L.H. Anderson, 1895. Very obscure Masonic author. This one discusses how magnetism is everything. In chapter 3, Secrets of the Egyptian Magi. Night Scenes of the Bible, with the hidden U.S. history in the cover. Daniel March, 1869. Jonah's night at Nineveh. You want to know what happens after the whale spit him out? The Bible's only part of history, so I've included a lot of other sources in the search for truth. Taoist yoga, the Chinese art of kindness, all new to me. History of Freemasonry, Daniel McDonald, 1898. Physics and Physiology of Spiritualism, W.A. Hammond, 1871. There's an inherent tendency in the mind of man to ascribe supernatural agencies to the events of causes which are beyond his knowledge. The Outline of History by H.G. Wells, 1920. Earth and Space and Time, The Record of the Rocks, Life and Climate, The Age of Reptiles. There are 3 books before we even hit the Bible. Heroes of European History, Louise Creighton, 1907. Christopher Columbus, Part 3, Chapter 2. That's how much history is contained in there. America starts here. 1967 Economic Almanac. This book contains information on the USSR, which isn't even a country anymore. Then the part they told is evil. Encyclopedia of Demonology and Witchcraft. This book chronicles the Inquisitions, the Salem witch trials, and all the people who were tortured and murdered for being witches. Dr. Michael Felz. My dad wrote this book about his missionary work in Papua New Guinea to formerly cannibalistic tribes. Read chapter 12, the story about when Joe Felz was born and my daddy delivered me. The original teachings of Zoroaster, the oldest religion known to man. Marion Crawford, 1885. I'm going to put all of these on a website, formerly the cannibalistic tribes. Michael Felz. My dad wrote this book about his mission to cannibalistic tribes. Read chapter 12, the story When Joe Felz was born, and my daddy delivered me the original teachings of Zoroaster.
He was born around cannibalistic
Marion
tribes.
Crawford, 1885. I'm going to put all of these on a website that I own, so nobody can ever change it or take away from it. And we're going to have a discussion board where people can talk about this stuff in an open forum. That way the world can finally find out the truth. I can't wait to bring these to the world because knowledge is really power.
Definitely a fucking strange man with a strange life. Tell you that.
Planet Earth. I've compiled a collection of Bibles that spans 90 years of history. 3 contain the Apocrypha, Bush-owned Family Bible, 1812. German Bible containing the Apocrypha, 1878. The newest edition of my collection, nobody's seen this one yet, an 1884 Catholic Bible, the first one in my collection, full of newspaper clippings. It's also a reference Bible with an entire section of information not found in a normal Bible. Then favorite is 18 print, another biographies of the biblical translators. These books contain a ton of truth, but it's not all the truth, so I expanded my collection. These are the books that are going in my digital library. Ancient Magic, Magnetism, and Psychic Forces, L.H. Anderson, 1895. History of the Jew, Henry Mark Millman, 1866. History of Freemasonry and Concordant Orders by a Board of Directors, 1891. This one's going to be interesting. Taoist Yoga, Chi Su, 1980s. 17 Remarkable Vignettes in Papua New Guinea. My dad's book about his missionary work in Papua New Guinea. Heroes of European History, Louise Creighton, 1907. Another new edition. Physics and Physiology of Spiritualism, William Hammond, 1807. Am I a Jew or Gentile? Tom Davies, 1893. History of Freemasonry, Daniel MacDonald, 1898. The Earliest Gospel, Frederick Grant, 1943. Conversations on the Bible, Enoch Pond, 1889. Magnetism and Electricity, a lab manual by W.M.S. Webb, M.N. States, 1930. 2-volume set, Original Teaching of Zoroaster, Marion Crawford, 1885. Given to me by 33 Degree Freemason. This is the Holman Bible, which is translated from ancient Eastern manuscripts. A very interesting Bible and an interesting translation. Research to find out. Encyclopedia.
So I think he just hinted. So his Freemason friend came from an Eastern Masonry, which would be like, there's like Eastern Star, Eastern Orthodox, or I guess I think something similar to that, where I've showed on my podcast the map of these masonries and like all the fucking 100 different ones. There's a lot. I don't really remember the names, but it's something similar to that. Like was it from Ireland, Eastern Irish or some shit. Like it's like the Celtic type of cross. But yeah, there's a lot of masonry. It's hard to keep track with all fucking thousands of them around the world, because every country has their own different masonry too, and different than American.
Witchcraft and Demonology by Russell Hope Robbins, 1959. People give me hell about this book, but it's part of history. 1967 World Almanac containing tons of economic statistics. Egyptian mythology. Original works of Flavius Josephus, William Wyston, 1870. The Outlaw 3, H.G. Wells, 1920. Night Scenes in the Bible, Daniel March, 1869. This is a trove of information littered with the breadcrumbs of truth. But remember that truth is like gravity. It does not care if you know what it is, it still applies. I figure if I put 2 centuries worth of print data, thousands of centuries worth of information online, we can finally figure it out.
Truth and reality outweigh opinion. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what we want, feel, think. It matters what the truth and reality of it is. Like, of a subject at hand. Now, let's see, where's the rest of these? Oh, that might be it. So, we're gonna finish off with some news. I believe, let's see, where's all that? Watch this.
Diet, and that was incredible for my state. I did it. Some Ayurvedic stuff as well, like a 30-day Ayurvedic diet, and that was incredible for my system.
What is that?
It's just eating and doing kind of a full body flush reset like they do in India. It's their kind of way of doing medicine, and man, that reset my entire system. I lost weight. My stomach lining changed for sure. I went in being allergic to a lot of things and having like irritable bowel syndrome. I came out of those 30 days with like no allergies, no indigestion, no irritable bowel stuff. And it just like flipped. And I was
What were you eating for 30 days on this?
just mostly the Ayurvedic stuff. So rice, lentils, there's no meat, and I love, meat and protein, but yeah, just a lot of lentils and rice and vegetables. I did some Ayurvedic stuff as well, like a 30-day Ayurvedic diet, and that was incredible for my system.
What is that?
It's just eating and doing kind of a full body flush reset like they do in India. It's their kind of way of doing medicine, and man, that reset my entire system.
Tell you what, do it.
One day he has admitted she's dying of kuru in a harrowing
We're not gonna watch. That's a 60-minute clip. Supposedly Ariana Grande is confessing, or maybe it's just speculation. I don't want to get into confirming this, because you know why? They're all piece of shits. Leonardo DiCaprio forced her to eat children. Now she has kuru. That's actually what is speculated happening to Hillary Clinton, where like she's a fucking psycho now. Everything she looks sick because they ate too much children. And this is actually from a former CIA officer. Listen to this. And if you think I'm fucking kidding about what I just listened to
The reason we have 1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans. It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their liquidity. This is the reason we have 1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans. It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their liquidity. This is the reason.
So that's a CIA officer, Robert David Steele. Tell you what, he has the balls to say what a lot of people don't, and it's truth, because it was even in the Epstein files and his emails where he was hiring fucking army special force units to go ahead and traffic the children out of these fucking countries. And this is why I don't support the American military. Fuck the military and fuck the American government. Fuck Donald Trump. This is some bullshit what's happening currently with Venezuela and these other countries. Probably Iran. And with Palestine and all these places, they fucking took the kids. Wherever places these guys are fucking going to, they're taking the kids. And this is not some bullshit. This is real. This is by former CIA officers. This is in actual leaked emails from these fucking big old billionaire fucking traffickers. So, you can also watch Sound of Freedom and see how mysterious that shit was allowed in a place where everybody else would have got killed. But no, they were just creating a documentary and making money off it and mocking us in our face. Well, it had fucking Slim Carlos in it, one of the world's fucking notorious actual traffickers. So they had a actual trafficker in the movie mocking us. This is why I'm too adult and too mature for most people. It's alright if you can't handle this, but 509 Divine Pines Pod, you know where it is. On Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble. I could be live on Instagram, but that's a whole mess in work. Sometimes it's just a hassle to go to their Instagram. But I could, if I wanted to. I'll be live streaming it to my story, and then you can tap in and watch it. It's fucking awesome. Then I post it up because you can then post it to my like actual page, like a post. But that's after the live stream, so it's just kind of. And I see the comments, but I'm just letting you guys know now, because, well, what else is there to do? Let's listen to this. So,
in their air, and then
this is what the Jews think.
They believe in a concept called Gilgul, and it's the Judaic idea of reincarnation, in which in every generation, Jews are going to be reincarnated as Jews to rule over Goyim.
Trump therefore becomes president, which he had to. Who is Trump? Trump is a Gilgul, I mentioned last time, of Antoninus, Rome. Rome is Asav, isn't it? You see, so he becomes an incarnation, because his job is Rav Yavri Tzoy, truly to assist Jews. And like I said, I realized this a long time ago.
you see his second presidency, he was ascending to be escorting Mashiach into the world. Everybody comes to the same conclusion, that he is clearly a Gilgul or of Esav. There's everything about him. He's got that arrogance of Esav. He's got the red hair. When a Jew is being made into a servant forever, how does that happen? You need to pierce their ear. They have to get a piercing in their ear, and then they're made into a Eved forever and ever.
These ideas, which have been completely kept out of the public eye, and this is exactly why. It says directly in the Talmud. They believe that if you study their book, you're to be decapitated.
This is in the book, correct?
This is directly in the Talmud.
This is why when you look at the Butler shooting, do you want to know how much population there was in that Pennsylvania, and is Trump's first faked ass assassination? That place only had a population of like under 500 or under 1,000 to begin with. So, like, they knew exactly every single person in that city. And it might be a fake CIA government, like, fed city, where every is all rats and shit. Like, they're all just hidden out cops and shit. But they knew everybody in that city. It was a very small city. And that's why the kid was allowed to go up there. And, you know, it was completely staged. That's why the photographers were right in the right area, and there was a guy even guiding the photographers. I've showed this on my podcast many times, where there's a guy guiding the photographers to take the right picture. Like, yo, go right here and snap it here, snap it here. And then Trump's over here, like, getting back up and saying, fight. And, like, it's all fucking staged. It was like he was trying to, emulate some ancient ritual of becoming emperor. Like a king again. Like, yeah, they can't kill me. They can't take me down, even though it was from his own people. And, like, it was a ritual to become one of them. And ultra, like Zionist, Kabbalist, the Jews, with this, how this piercing goes. It is very, very strange. That's true. There's a new story coming out from University of Michigan, announcing that they're hiding all the grades of their incoming students because they are going to all out curb mental issues. So, well, America's getting stupider. It's idiocracy.
This is one of the
You want
biggest.
to know what else is idiocracy? Everybody getting reward accounts for every single store, logging into the digital matrix.
Scams in American history. This marriage between the AI industry and these mega corporations, and they're trying to pull it off against every American consumer. AI surveillance pricing is the unholy trinity of everything Americans hate: spying on people, ripping them off, and taking away jobs. Let me just talk about each of those briefly in turn. First, spying on people. Did you know that your neighborhood grocery store is amassing your data and tracking your purchases, all for their profit? For example, take Kroger. Kroger is not just a grocery store, though it is certainly that, one of the largest. It is a data-selling mega corporation. Kroger's loyalty program has a treasure trove of data on you if you're one of their customers. One Kroger customer got a copy of his shopping profile recently. You want to guess how long it was? 62 pages. 62 pages of personalized data on this one person based on his shopping history. Last year, Kroger earned over $500 million from selling the data that it harvests from its loyal customers and giving it to other corporations. You know, that accounts for 33% of its net income last year. A third of its income came from selling the personal data of its own customers. Let me just say that again. Kroger made $500 million by tracking its customers in store and online and then selling that to other people. Second, ripping off consumers. You know, AI weaponizes your data against you for profit. And I'll give you an example. On Delta's second quarter 2025 earnings call, Delta's former president, Glenn Hounstein, revealed its partnership, Delta's that is, with an outfit called Fetcher, which is a company that specializes in AI surveillance pricing. Now, after that earnings call, Bloomberg uncovered a Fetcher white paper that describes using AI with airlines to replace simple, flat fares with a complicated pricing scheme that will vary the fare based on what they believe individual customers are willing to pay. Fetcher went on, this company, to say that it's time for the airlines to enter an exploitation phase of AI technology. Think about that. These companies are salivating at the prospect of using AI technology and your personal data to exploit you, and they're not even pretending otherwise. Finally, taking away jobs. You know, this practice of surveillance pricing is making its way to brick and mortar stores. It's not just online. Here's an example of that. Kroger and Walmart and other retailers are rapidly introducing digital shelf labels all across their stores. We'll give you an example over my shoulder here of a picture. Here's a digital shelf label. These are appearing everywhere across the United States. These labels can be used, because they can be changed instantaneously, they can be used to implement AI surveillance pricing in the store, not just online. Now, of course, this will end up costing jobs in the store, certainly, but think about where all of this is heading. Delta's former president, I mentioned a moment ago, really put it best when he said that the goal of the industry, the goal of all of these industries, these mega corporations and the AI industry that's working with them, the goal is to charge what they call personalized prices, you know, as if it's a benefit to you. Personalized prices. Here's what he said. This is a full re-engineering of how we price and how we will be pricing in the future. We will have a price that's available on that flight, on that time, to you, the individual. Let me just translate. In other words, they're going to figure out how they can rip you off one person at a time. They're not going to charge you the same fare they charge your neighbor. They're not going to charge you the same fare as the guy sitting next to you in the seat. They're going to figure out how they can bilk you out of every dime they're willing to pay every time you step on an airline. And it's not just going to be them. It's going to be the grocery stores and everybody else, until we figure out how to bring transparency, how to bring honesty, and some protections to the American consumer.
Yeah, dude, this is getting out of hand, because the next step is exactly what China has. So at their grocery stores, guess what? Some of their grocery stores, you don't choose what you get to eat. They choose what you get to eat based on your score, based on how you live, based on your habits, what your doctor says, what your regulations on your account says. So how far is this gonna go? Not too sure, but the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Hey, look at this.
Former Daktronics employee told us in a text message,
I was told since it's B2B and not, didn't make sense to advertise that way.
they're the worldwide leader, arguably, in Jumbotron. You may now recall, how Daktronics' fellow Clippers partner at the time, Aspiration, they got their name out by hiring celebrity spokespeople.
Sure.
Daktronics, by contrast, does not use public-facing celebrity spokespeople or endorsers to promote the brand at all, apparently. And as one former Daktronics employee told us in a text message,
I was told since it's B2B and not a consumer product, it didn't make sense to advertise that way.
they're the worldwide leader, arguably, in Jumbotron manufacturing. But this is where I do need you to know something else. And this is something that I initially heard on the phone from the first high-level source I've been talking to for the last 11 months.
This was talked about just openly within the organization and from people working on the project that Kawhi was a spokesperson for Daktronics. And it was just the biggest thing. It was just openly joked about within people working on the project that knew about this, as it was 1,000% a way to circumvent the salary cap.
And over months of vetting the second high-level Clippers source, a former official, they also independently confirmed something else, which is that this Kawhi deal was not only talked about by fellow higher-ups at the Clippers and Daktronics as a way to circumvent the NBA salary cap.
Quote, I know Kawhi had a sponsorship with Daktronics, unquote.
This second source was also told that Kawhi's Daktronics sponsorship was a multi-million-dollar deal, as my first source separately explained on tape.
People at Daktronics, people within the Clippers organization themselves had told me about this multi-million-dollar deal with Kawhi and Daktronics. They're not a company that you would see a celebrity endorser for, and then it wasn't coming out of their end, that the Clippers were technically kind of funding it, and that it was funneling money from the Clippers through Daktronics back to Kawhi.
You know how many teams they work with? How many stadiums? They had their pick of the litter, and they went with Kawhi Leonard, who then never does anything. They don't even put out a press release.
Look, in fairness, maybe Daktronics would claim that there were private secret things, the things behind closed doors. And because of that possibility, late last month, Sam Koppelman of Hunter Brick Media reached out to Daktronics directly.
I got an email from someone who seemed to be a PR person, a marketing person at Daktronics. He then writes back to say, you know what, I'm not going to call you, but let me introduce you to our VP. But that person was actually the general counsel of Daktronics. As soon as I mentioned the name Kawhi Leonard, I didn't hear back directly from Daktronics, but within 30 minutes, I got an email from someone from the domain name gfbunting.com.
And so for this crisis comms guy to call back and say,
quote, my understanding is Daktronics doesn't have a deal with Kawhi right now.
Another possible answer, by the way, might have been,
I don't know what you're talking about. But that's not the answer I got from these professional crisis comms strategists. When I followed up on it, what he said was, quote, I don't know what the company wants to say or can say, given the Wachtell investigation and all that.
Do you know how locked in you have to be for the name Wachtell to come? I mean, not like the investigation.
Not the NBA
or that
investigation.
Wachtell.
Yeah.
He knew the name of the firm.
Almost like you listened to podcasts about it.
Very interesting. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of investigation over here on Twitter. We're gonna go ahead and see
This is the approximately $100 million Halo board. It is the double-sided oval-shaped crown jewel of Steve Ballmer's Intuito. You may now recall, how Daktronics' fellow Clippers partner at the time, Aspiration, they got their name out by hiring celebrity.
for this guy got in trouble. Oh wow, that's funny. So, Walktail partner got caught kissing a junior associate on a Central Park bench, and now they're getting in trouble. But what else is there? Controversies? Any controversy that I see? I'm gonna have to do that another day, guys. It's been a great time. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. So, we learned a lot today. We hopefully had a great day. My eyes and my lungs have been burning, not because of the weed, but because of all the smoke that's been over here. And just pray for Washington State right now. We're going through a lot. There's a lot of people displaced, a lot of homes burnt down, a lot of families are suffering. It's a time where we all have to come together and like strap up our boots. When Maui burned up, when LA burned up, these other places going and having cataclysms, we all banded together, and now, unfortunately, Oregon and Washington are really taking some bad fires, and it sucks because on the numbers and statistics, we have some of the highest data centers per capita. Washington has around 150 data centers, or projected to. Same with Oregon, and so I don't want to hear the bullshit that, well, data centers aren't the reason for these fires, when like they are. When they really are, because they need land, and they need eminent land. They need land for cheaper. And these big time data centers want to take over places where they have aquifers. Guys, it's midnight now. I'm pretty much headed off to bed. You guys, go look at my sponsors down below. Whatever you guys need. All the coupon codes, all the vitamins, all the minerals, water electrolyzers, water ionizers, a little bit of everything. Some energy drink powder, all natural from WGG. That's one of the coolest brands for video game collaborations. And just collaborations with gamers, or video game gamers. They have like e-teams and different things. 30 different flavors, all sorts of cool stuff. Please donate. I'm a one-man team. What even $1, $2, $3, it goes a long way for me. Simply because it goes into the investments of the things that I do. Since I'm working alone, the clothing that I work on is all by me. The different projects that I got going on and the different donations that I got going on are all by me. It's a lot. So donate down below. 509 Divine Pines, PayPal, Cash App, and buy me a coffee. People let's be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pines podcast. Peace. I love y'all. Stay wavy, baby.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay sitting soaking
Hey,
up
go
all
follow
of the
me
rains till I
on
feel it
Twitter,
surging through my brain.
Twitch.
Some
Go follow me on
boogie
Twitch
shit did a lot
and
of
watch me
cane,
game on Battlefield if you
experimented with
want.
it, couldn't name all the
I will
times
be
I
on
did it, feeling
Battlefield.
like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane
Go to
ride is a
Twitch,
new
go
norm.
to
So I know I'm gonna
Twitch
stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make $1 million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot, feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it, I will not flop. Somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off, gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again. Cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear. Cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught.